Wow, so hello guys, good evening. Good evening everyone. Good evening. I see Priscilla, good evening. Classic Damso, good evening. Also, Gifo, Faith, Laurent Louis, good evening, welcome to class. So basically I'm just going to start because we have a lot to do today. Seriously, we have a lot to do today. Okay. So yes, good evening, Stanley man. Good evening. How was you guys' day? Sorry, is it day? English is so hard. So yes, you guys are going to be doing English in your exam. So if you are laughing at me, please be able to laugh when you get into exam and you see English. So welcome to class again this evening. I hope your day went well. All of you. See, wait, I'm seeing somebody that I've not seen in this class before. Their favorite baby. That's funny, seriously. No problem. Good evening. Welcome to class. Uh, I don't get what you call it. I don't get what you're trying to say here. But welcome to class. I don't know who is this. Is this your first time joining our class? Welcome to class. If this is your first time. Okay, so yes. Laura, from one noisemaker to another one. Okay, no problem. Birds of the same feathers flock together. Onyeji Chidalu no. Okay, what is your name? What is your name? You said this is you've always been here. Okay, what's your name? What's the name of your first YouTube account? Onyeji Chidalu no. Welcome to class. I mean, I figure I always see you once in a blue moon. Yeah, but sorry, I want to switch off the fan. I think that is making lots of noise and stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't say you're a troublemaker. I said you're a noisemaker. So, continue. So, I say continuing. Yeah, whose favorite baby, whoever favorite baby is, please, what's your name? So, from this place here, I'm just going to dive into today's class. So, in previous classes, we've talked about a couple of things. We've talked about organisms, we've talked about many things. But you are. So we continue. So we've been able to bring everything to a close in the last class. Now I made mention of something, and I'm very sure many people did not pay attention to it. I said if you are coming for this class, if you have any questions whatsoever on any of the subjects that we've talked about, make sure you bring them, and I will respond to them. Yet I'll respond to them. Priscilla, oh, you said network. What's wrong with network? So I would respond to them if you have any questions. So basically, before we start class, I would like to talk about a couple of things. We've been able to talk about some things in the class. Now, I said in the previous class, I said that mostly what you guys should understand is the vocabulary when it comes to biology. I think that's the that's the hardest part of it because you can see that in some cases they will use what they call a plasma membrane. In some cases they will use what they call a plasma lemma. In some cases they will use cell membrane. They are the same thing. You understand? Then you see plasma membrane, you see cell membrane, you see plasma lemma. They start to confuse them. You understand? So those are the things that we made mention of in class. I think I was able to let you guys know that cell membrane, plasma membrane are the same thing. We talked about the nuclear membrane, we talked about chloroplasts and the rest like that. And I also said that you should familiarize yourself with images. At this point, if you are confusing two things, or probably you confuse two, what do you call it, two organelles in a cell, two closely related terms together. It just means that you were cramming, you were not understanding. And that was why I made sure that in my class, oh, Joe Favor, welcome to class again. Welcome to class. I didn't know there was this side of you, favorite baby. I thought that was for Laura Iloye, Chichi, and the rest like that. Okay, so we continue. So nuclear membrane is not the same as cell membrane. Note, this is one thing we want to talk about. Now, evolution adaptive radiation confuses me. Uh yes, adaptive radiation. Did we talk about adaptive radiation? Okay, we are going to talk about that. Okay, so yes, seeing that the number of students in the class they are fluctuating. So we see nuclear membrane is it the same as cell membrane? No, they are not. Nuclear membrane is the membrane present on your nucleus. You understand? Talk about nucleus. We see that nucleus is present in the center of the cell, sometimes not the center, but basically the center. What do you call it? Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm getting a message. Who message me? Christ of Nazareth. Everybody and their boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. Everything is adaptation. So yes, we talked about, okay. So a nuclear membrane encloses the nucleus. Nuclear membrane, nucleolus, which is inside the nucleus. Hmm. Are you sure? It's not that, because I know the nuclear membrane encloses the nucleus, basically, not the nucleolus. It's not the nucleolus, it's the nuclear membrane. It is outside the nucleus, basically. While for what they call it, cell membrane encloses the whole cell. You understand? It's also known as the plasma membrane. You get. Welcome to class at Divine. Welcome to class. For those that are just joining, yes, we are just talking about a couple of things to watch out for when you get into exam. Now, for your normal exam, you talk about physics, you talk about chemistry, you talk about what do you call it, about mathematics. You're supposed to spend 1 minute 30 seconds per question if you want to solve them. But when you get to biology, at most you are spending 30 seconds per question. That's what you're supposed to do. So what they are trying to test. Again, I think I've made mention of this. Welcome to class, Priscilla. Okay, you said okay. You said okay, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Welcome, Mercy of okay, God. I'm seeing new faces and new names in my class. You are just joining, right? Mercy of God. Ebi Kebina. Welcome to class. If this is your first time joining, you have a lot to do. So basically, from what I've been saying since morning, what you guys should watch out for is you watch out for the what do you call it, the time. That's just how it is. JAM tests your efficiency, the number of questions you can answer correctly within a given time. So for you to be able to become a machine when you get into exam, meaning as you read a question, you know the answer. You don't have to start racking your brain, start what they call it, brainstorming inside the exam. You understand? Because exam is the worst place to brainstorm. You get into an exam, you need to have all the answers to the questions you don't even know that they've set ready in your brain. You understand? So, how can you do that? Basically, you read. We've done the whole class. You understand? The class at least should guarantee you 60% for JAM, but 60% is not enough. If you do 60% of 400 marks, that is 240. You do 60% of 100 marks, that's 60. 60 gets you nowhere. You understand? Especially if you are trying to outshine your peers. You get. So that means you have to put in the extra 40% effort. Aim for 120, and if you land on 100, so you can tell your friends when your friends say, you got 95, I also got, or they say you got 100, I got 95, we are close. You tell them that no, you got 95 because that was all you could get. I got 100 because that was all there was to get. You understand? You can boast like that. So what I'm just saying in this case here is that the practicing, yes, it encloses the nucleus. You understand? But what I saw there is it encloses the nucleolus, which is inside the nucleus. That's why I had to make a correction so that when she gets into exam, she doesn't make a mistake. Nuclear membrane, nucleus. Cellular membrane, the cell itself. You understand? Cell and nucleus are two different things. And that's why I've made sure that in every class that we have, the image is always provided. You understand? We have like the black and white image, we see the colored image where we see the color coding. So basically, that's the first thing you need to watch out for. Images, make sure you know them, understand what each and every one of them do. Because it gets into exams sometimes. Jam do not set questions that are straightforward. Yet they set questions that basically you have to think. You understand? And you waste your time thinking, that's another time wasted. So another thing you guys should understand is basically just understand the terms, vocabulary, like I said, understand everything we've talked about and the image, and you'll be fine, basically. So make sure you also read past questions. At this point, you should be done with like 10 years worth of past questions. You get Ogumola Jeremiah, welcome to class. Ogumola Jeremiah, every day, welcome to class. So yes, we'll continue. So we are going to start with past questions today. I was wondering, I was thinking probably maybe we should have started with just like going through everything we've talked about. But then I figured videos exist. You could go back to them, watch them by yourselves instead of us like taking a, because there's no way we want to do it. We cannot take 52 topics in 1 hour, 30 minutes. It's not possible. Not even in a whole day, you get. Because, it took us how many months to get here? Understand? So it took us 3 months to get here, and 3 months of like coagulating, crystallizing topics together just to make sure we could finish it right on time. Yeah. So, yes, if you have any questions, I would love for you guys to ask just within 2 minutes. If you have any questions, ask. After 2 minutes, we are going to go on full throttle. Start with the questions that are present on screen. So, welcome to class, Blessing Chibuzo. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. Good evening. How was your day? Ugma Jeremiah, how was your day? Hope your day went well. Yes, we are going to answer these questions, and we are not just answering them. I would also use them to make references to the things we've talked about and explain them also. Yes, so that's how it's going to go. So, what we are going to do now is that we are going to answer 20 questions. That's what I want to do. 20 questions per topic. 20 questions per topic. As you can see, we have the cell organization of life. Then we'll answer 20 questions per topic. We'll move to the next topic, answer 20 questions. We'll do that. So in this class, I'm hoping we can finish like 5 topics in this class. Okay. Nice to, what do you call it? Nice to hear that. I hope you are reading, sir. Please, I would at least love that there will be a tie in this set. In the last set, I taught biology and chemistry at the same time, and I'm proud to say that the best student, the one that won the award, you get, was the first. In fact, the 3 students that won, the runner up and the what they call it, second runner up, they were from my class. I'm not boasting. You can go back and go and check it. You get. And the highest was from, in fact, the person that scored the highest I just did not come for presentation. You understand? The person that scored the highest or somebody that was complaining about the fact that he didn't understand chemistry. The reason why I'm not teaching chemistry this time is because we have more staffs on ground. So uh, I get to do the easy work. So yes, he was complaining about chemistry that he did not understand. So I took my time breaking it down, and the students passed very very well. The runner up was from my class. Second runner up was from my class. I'm not boasting. I'm not what you call it. So yes, when I say you can do it, I mean you can. I've given you guys the blueprint to doing it. Just follow everything I say, and I can what do you call it? Thank you very much, Priscilla. Thank you very much. That would be very nice. Like I would love to see everybody that is present in this class on that day. That's just like that. I mean, I know about, especially Laura, Laura, Chichi. We need to, what they call it, after they presented you guys your award, we need to find a place where we can fight. We just punch ourselves a little because they've been stressing me in my class. No problem. Priscilla, you too. Yes. Gumala Jeremiah. Gumala Jeremiah doesn't really talk. Starting with me. Anybody, yes, I would like to see you guys on that day. So yes, let's start with class because we don't have any questions from anybody. I'm believing that everyone understood everything we've talked about in this 24 weeks of class very, very what do you call it? Very, very well. So yes, I don't know why this thing is just falling. Okay, so Laura, you've once used, like it's not just once, you've used the knife emoji in my class a lot of times. So bring knife when you are coming. I I know Kung Fu a little bit. So we continue. So we are going to start, and I need surefire answers. As I'm dropping the questions, I need an answer. Now, please note, if I did not ask a question, do not do not what do you call it, do not respond to the question like, okay, maybe I'm asking number one, so people are already responding to number five. Okay, so that's how you bring knife. Okay, no problem. So welcome to class. And Joshua Nyori, are you just joining? I've not seen you in class before. If you are just joining, please, I would like to know. We've gone far a lot in it. So the excretory organ for fish, if that is the excretory organ that you found there, you understand, amongst the others, that's just the answer. Because the kidneys, peace, okay. Is all please, I'm seeing new people in my class. So what's going on? Because have you guys always been in class, but then because exams were not close, you did not respond? Um, I don't know. If you're already, I'm serious. I'm serious. This is the first time I'm seeing you in my class. This is like the first time I'm seeing your name. But possibly, maybe you used another account or something. But this is the first time I'm seeing your name. Like, there's no name I've seen that I won't know. So, yes. Well, this code here, this is code. Okay, so you've been here, but you've not been active because of work. But have you been watching the videos though? Because there is no excuse for you not to be able to catch up with the class. You understand? Uh, yes, I can say I'm in your shoes also. You understand? I'm not just going to sing it like that. I'm in your shoes also. You get, but I'm still catching up with things. So yes, let's continue. So we see which of the following is a characteristic. Okay, somebody asked whether the kidney is a what they call it is an excretory organ of a fish. Yes, it is very much so. Yes, we have attendance code. I don't drop attendance code at the beginning of my class. Okay, no problem then. That's nice. That's okay. It's nice to see that you are following it. Well, I hope you are also practicing the what do you call it, the questions that I drop. Yes. So Priscilla, I think Joshua every day is part of those that come to class, mark attendance, and then leave. That's why I've not known what they call it. I've not seen him in class. So he just said good evening so that I can recognize him and then drop the link. Okay, so the code rather. So yes, we continue. Which of the following is a characteristics of animal cell? Which of the following is a character? There was a lady, I think I what do you call it, that said that her daughter here enjoys the way I teach. Something I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard from the person. Probably I don't remember the name or something. My apologies. You get. I'm just trying to locate the person. It's the person in class now. If you are, you can just signify. I'd like to know that you're in class. So we continue. Which of the following is characteristic of the animal cell? What is the answer? What is the answer from this question? What is the answer? Oh, Temilolu Ascot, welcome to class. Welcome to class. Good evening. How was your day? How your day went well? Excuse me. What's the answer for number one? Anybody? Number one, C, number one, E. I'm seeing one C, one E, one C, one E. Okay, I think we have a what do you call it? Chichi's in class again. Chichi, why did you come? Chichi's in class again. Okay, I'm seeing E and C. Okay, now let's use what do you call it? Elimination method. Method of elimination. Now, this is a method we use when you are what they call it. You are confused in the exam. Of course, sometimes you know some things, but there are some answers that they are very likely. They are close to each other. So we look at A and B. We know that chloroplast and what they call it, cellulose cell wall is a characteristic of plant cell. You understand? Nobody, Chichi, nobody missed you. So we continue. So I think Laura did because she was asking of you. She was asking of you. So Miracle that did not greet me. Miracle Olasheni that did not greet me, greeted what they call it. Wow, that's nice. I mean, I figure birds of the same feather flock together. Miracle Olasheni did not say hi in class. I didn't see you until Chichi came into class. No problem. I think we are two teachers in this class like this. So we see presence of chromosome is a characteristic of both plant and animal cells. So it is not specific to just animal cell. Every cell has chromosome, which is located inside the DNA. Sorry, it's not inside the DNA. It's located inside the nucleolus, which is present inside the nucleus, basically. So we cannot choose E as the answer. You understand? If you chose D, presence of large vacuoles is we find large vacuoles in plants. Why? Is because they also store starch inside their vacuoles. You understand? Absence of large vacuoles, which is also in presence of small vacuoles, is what do you call it? So you are saying good evening, sir. Sorry, sir. Okay, no problem. No wahala. So we continue. So we see Chichi, focus. Focus. You are distracting. Anyway, those that chose to be distracted. Yeah. So we see absence of large vacuoles means presence of small vacuoles, which if you chose C, you are correct. So Clap for yourself. Yes, clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Yes, we continue. All living organisms dash. This place here, they are supposed to say all living organisms dash except, I don't know, because I feel like the answer is photosynthesize. That's a mistake there. I don't know what that is supposed to be. So we'll just move to question three. Now, the vacuole of a plant cell is dash. Number three, that's the question I'm asking now. What is your answer? Please, I need surefire answers. I need answers to be coming in very fast. Very, very fast. Very, very fast. Temilolu Scott, you just came, so you don't know what we are doing. Yes, we are doing revision. Thank you very much. We are checking questions, and I'm using that to explain to what do you call it. Some of you know this thing, some of you don't. If you know it, again, like I always say, make sure you stay in class because there are some things I would explain from the question that you might not have had ideas of before, you might have forgotten. So that's just it. Laura Oinloye, three is E. I'm saying E. Ye, blah blah blah. Okay, yes, a vacuole. I'm waiting for other people's answer. Okay, Teniola Scott. All right then. All right then. All right then. No problem. Well, I can. What do you call it? It's nice. At least make sure you are present in class. That's just it. Three E. I believe everybody agrees on E. Then, so that's correct. Yes, it has what we call. It is surrounded by a membrane. So the vacuole of a plant is surrounded by a membrane. Now, who can tell me what's the name of the membrane? Ogumara Jeremiah, clap for yourself. It's called a tonoplast. You understand? You are not seeing the board clearly. Please increase your what do you call it? The increase the do two things if you are not seeing it clearly. Um, sorry. If you are not seeing it clearly, increase your what do you call it? The resolution of your video to 720, and at the same time, now zoom into it. When you zoom into it, it becomes clearer. You get mercy of God. That's how we do it over here. So we continue. So their membrane is called the tonoplast. Now, the membrane that surrounds, see why we need to be present in class. The membranes that surround the contractile vacuole is called the tonoplast. Now, the part of the cell that is solely responsible for respiration is dash. That is solely responsible for respiration is dash. You can tell me that. Is what a remix. I don't get it. Thank you very much. So we see four mitochondria. Yes, that's the correct answer. I'm seeing 4C, 4C, 4C. Okay, correct. Let's teach his parents in class. Please make sure you put the numbers beside because some people might be responding to the previous questions. Yeah, so the answer is mitochondria. We call it the powerhouse of a cell. You understand? You can see what is the power of a cell. We call it mitochondria. What does it do? It helps for respiration. Anaerobic respiration is being carried out in the mitochondria. Aerobic respiration, which is also oxidative respiration. Oxidative respiration in what sense? If you do chemistry very well, when you hear oxidation, you understand? It means that oxygen is being oxidation basically was for oxygen in chemistry before they started talking about electrons, removal of hydrogen, and the rest. Oxygen was the basic oxidation in that case here. So we continue. So which of these combination is common to plant and animal cell? We have A is central, middle lamella, Golgi bodies, mitochondrion. B is cytoplasm, sac vacuole, starch membranes, leucoplast. C is plasma membranes, chromosomes, mitochondria, lysosomes. D nucleus, nucleolus, cellulose cell wall, endoplasmic reticulum. E is cytoplasm, centriole, cellulose cell wall, nucleolus. So which of these is common to both plants and animals? Okay, I've seen five. Five, somebody chose C. Chichi, you are still writing C. I told you to write the numbers beside them. Why is because so that we can know which one you are responding to, basically. So yes, the answer is, let's look at it. See here, we see plasma membrane, which is also cell membrane. Chromosomes, yes, common for both of them, mitochondria and then the lysosomes. That's correct. You guys are firing today. Where is energy produced in a cell? Where is energy produced in a cell? Number 6. Where is energy produced in a cell? Okay, seeing some things. I don't even need no money. Okay, so yes, 6E. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. E is the, what do you call it? Because of, we know that that's where respiration occurs, and you know that it breaks down to glucose to provide CO2H2 and energy. We talked about that today. What I was just trying to ask, I think I was trying to get some questions over there. Now, you look at this. What is the function of leucoplasts? We've talked about that in the class, and lysosomes. I think we know what cytoplasm does. We've talked about cytoplasm. We know that it is what suspends all the organelles inside the cell. Basically, it's the gel part, gel-like structure. Basically, we know what the centriole is. We know what the medial lamella is. We know what Golgi bodies are. We know what the mitochondrion is. What is the function of leucoplast and lysosome? What is the function of leucoplast and lysosome? Who can tell us that? I don't want people cramming. Cramming is not good. I don't even need no money. You gotta feel me. I know you are. Just wanna be, just wanna be, just wanna be, just wanna be. Okay, lysosome helps to, what you call it, digest food. Okay, what about leucoplast? Leucoplast. I'm waiting for leucoplast. Leucoplast, what do they do? Okay, basically, let me not just waste time. Okay, so I'm just going to go a little bit. Yes, we've talked about, yes, central. Central basically is found in the centrosomes, and we know what centrosomes do. But central basically is what helps us to break. It helps with the breakdown of a cell. You understand? When a cell is about to undergo mitotic division, it also helps to produce the cilia or the flagella, which is used for the movement. Now we talk about the, what they call it, the leucoplast. Leucoplast is found close to chloroplast. It is colorless, and it helps to store starch in these places, store starch, proteins, and the rest in plants. Why lysosome? Lysosome is used to, what do you call it, to digest all the cellular debris that is present inside the cell. the proteins and the rest like that, helps to digest it. And therefore, it also it also helps. It is called the suicide bag of the cell. Why? Is because it contains enzyme in which once the what do you call it, the lysosome bursts, the cell destroys the enzyme inside, destroys the cell. If you remember, I called it the suicide bag of a cell before. Uh, what do you call it? Welcome. Oh, Akimbi. Akimbi, you are just coming to class. Oh, voila. 35 minutes or 36 minutes late. Go and kneel down there, raise up your hand. So we continue. So we see those are the what do you call it? We see the endoplasmic reticulum. What does it do? We know what it does. We know that we have the smooth one, we have the rough one. The rough one helps to fold protein and then helps to transport protein in the what? Inside the cytoplasm, all around to where it is being needed. We see that the smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps for synthesis of lipids and sterols present inside the cell. You guys, all these things, you guys should already know it. I should not be the one that is what they call it. Yes, saying it over and over. Sorry. Is this by which it no phagocytosis is yes, by which it phagocytosis is done by white blood cells, by the way, where they what they call it, ingest pathogens, basically, where they feed on other organisms. Amoeba does it too, where they what they wrap themselves around the organisms because they do not have a mouth. Unicellular organisms don't have a mouth. Then they feed through their bodies. They wrap themselves around the organism and then they absorb them into their what? Into their cell via their cellular membrane. That's why they do have cell wall, by the way. So we continue. So yes. Which of the following, number 7, which of the following constituents is not common to both plants and animals? What's the answer? I think they are just repeating questions now like this. Different ways of what they call it, but yes, they are also saying the same thing. So 7B. Okay. Excuse me. Which is not common, that's chloroplast. I believe all of us know why that is. Chloroplast is responsible for grain pigmentation, which is called the chlorophyll in plant. A group of similar cells performing the same function is dash. Be fast when you are responding. Make sure you are fast. In an exam, then nobody's waiting for you. 8 is C. Group of, that's correct. 8 is C, that's a tissue. You understand? 8 is C. That's correct. So we under cell what do you call it, organization of life, we know that a group of cells that perform the same function coming together, we call them the tissue. When tissues come together to perform the same function, we call them the what? The organs. Now organs now come together, we call them the system. System come together, we call them the organ system, basically. So I said it, Joshua, I only did that. If I have not asked a question, you do not respond to it. You understand? There's no need for us to jump. If I ask the question, you then respond. So the function of the ER is dash. A, protein synthesis. B, intracellular transport of materials. C, digestion and destruction of foreign bodies. D, production of energy from glucose. 9 is not A. Priscilla, I already said it. Protein synthesis is done by the ribosome. You understand? Yes, while your what do you call it, endoplasmic reticulum, specifically the rough one, which contains the rRNA, basically, which is the ribosomal ribonucleic acid, if you remember very well, is the one that folds protein that has been synthesized and transports it around the cell, which you also call intracellular transport. You know, intracellular means inside the cell. You get digestion and destruction of foreign bodies is done by the lysosome. Production of energy from glucose is done by the mitochondria. So that's not the end. The two, A, B, and D, are not the answer. The answer, sorry. With A, C, and D are not the answer. They wrote B twice. The answer is B. So the oxidative part of respiration process takes place in the dash. Number 10 is what? Number 10, no problem, Joshua. Number 10 is what? What is your number 10 answer? Number 10 is what? The oxidative part of respiration process takes place in where? I see Akebe Ifeoluwa is not talking. At least she knows that she came late. Is she in class like this? I'm not seeing her answer. Akebe, are you present? Are you present in class? I've not seen your answer. Okay. The answer 10 is A. Correct. Correct. That's where the oxidative respiration. Again, oxidative respiration. Okay. No problem. Because I didn't see your answer since morning. I didn't see your answer since morning. Okay, so we continue. 10 is A. So we continue. Next one. Please make sure you are participating in the questions. So we continue. So the function of ribosomes in cells, I've just made mention of it by the way, is to do what? What is the function of the ribosome in cells? Okay. Problem. All right, then nice to see you are present in class. 11 is what? 11 is okay. I've seen somebody. I'm seeing A. Okay, no problem. That's correct. That's what the ribosome does. You understand? It helps to synthesize protein in the cell. So now, number 12. Which of the following structure is common to the euglena, white blood cells, and amoeba? Which is common to the euglena, the white blood cells, and the amoeba? I'm Stanley Stanley Ume, it really jumped there. You jumped. So 12 is what? The answer is D. That's correct. That's cell membrane. It's also plasma membrane, by the way. So they all have cell membrane. So now they now said use this figure below. Yes, I forgot to make mention of this. Please make sure you read instructions very well. You understand? They tend to make instructions blend in with the questions so that you will not be able to see it very well. I mean, it's the same thing that happens when you are doing CBT exam, probably English, you just be answering. You would have gone ahead before you now went back to check it. You now see that section A and section B were not the same thing. You understand? Maybe they said most what they call it, the closely similar words. You get, and then you now see I have said I can be very well, you're not present in class. I said the endoplasmic reticulum does the folding of the synthesized protein and helps to transport it inside the cell, intracellular transport of protein. That's the work that it does. I think I made mention of it in the class. You understand? So here we continue. So 13, the structure labeled 5 is known as dash. The structure labeled 5 is the dash. What is it? A. Nucleolus, B. Golgi bodies, C. Mitochondrion, D. Vacuole. What is it? 13. Have I been able to answer your question, Akibi? Adini Akintade, I'm seeing you in class for the first time also. Is this for GCSE? No, it is not. It is for what do you call it? This this is not for GCSE. This is for JAM. You understand? Cheyenne, seeing people that I've not seen in my class before. Since you too in my class, I've not seen you before in my class. I don't know. Mi ò gbọ́ Yorùbá Ìfẹ́olúwa. So yes, I'm seeing Adeni Akitade. I've not seen you in my class before at all. Shianai too. I've not seen in my class. Um, yes, the answer 13 is B. Yes, go guy bodies. Now, who can tell me what go guy bodies do? What does the go guy body? What do they do? What's the function of the go guy bodies in the what do you call it? What do they do? What do they do? What do they? What do they do? What do they? What do they do? What do they? What do they? Very, very well. So they transport materials within the cell. Yes, that's what they do. Okay, so now we continue. Which of the labeled parts of the cell contains ribonucleic acid? RNA. Which of the part of the cell contains ribonucleic acid? Which of the part of the cell contains the ribonucleic acid? Which of the parts of the cell contains the ribonucleic acid? Seeing 14B, B2. I said ribosomal. I did not say RNA. There's a difference between ribosomal RNA and RNA. You understand? It's a different thing. You don't compare ribosomal RNA and RNA together. I think I made what do you call it? Oh, Tommy's. Oh, okay. You people are just logging into different accounts today. That's why you guys are confusing me. You guys, you've what do you call it? You connived together to confuse me. No other. But I don't think I've seen Cheyenne too. I don't know. Cheyenne, is this your first time during my class? Okay, so 14 is C, that's correct. C is the answer. It is present inside the nucleolus. Again, nucleolus is now inside the what? The nucleus. You get. Now, which structure is known as the powerhouse of the cell? Which structure is known as the powerhouse of the cell? 15, which structure is known as the powerhouse of the cell? Akibi Ifeoluwa, what do you call it? I would like for you to understand. Let's be what you call it, because sometimes you can come across these questions in the exam, and if you are probably listening, I know you might be eating rice now. Yet, so if you see a question that talks about synthesis of protein and there is no ribosome present in the question, you choose ribosome. Sorry, you choose what do you call it? Endoplasmic, rough endoplasmic reticulum. You understand? Um, yes. So you choose rough endoplasmic reticulum. That's what it does. In that case, in eukaryotic cells, it does four things. Number one is that it synthesizes it. Second thing, it modifies it. Third thing, it transports it. You understand? And it also folds it. Like I said, it does the folding also for it. Um, Yes, somebody is typing in capital. When I see people typing in capital letter, I just assume you are angry. When you send, what do you call it? I assume you are angry. So yes, let's not be angry to this evening. So in this place here, Akibe, this is the mitochondria here. You understand? Even if you don't know it, at least you should see the way the cysteine is folded. When you hear cysteine, It is the folding of what do you call it? Of something, folding of a cell inside another. So the reason is because of what? The folds inside it is because of what? I think I made mention of it. Why is there a fold inside your mitochondria? Why is there a fold inside your mitochondria? Who can remind me why I said so? Well, the class is just going down, 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 down. It is going down, 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 down. So 15 is B, correct, by the way. 15 is B. 5 is, hey, no, it's not B. Oh. 15 is C. Oh. The answer is C. Those of you that chose B are wrong. 15 is C. 15 is C. C is the mitochondria. You understand? So why is there a cysteine? Why is there a folding inside the mitochondria? I made mention of it very well. Nobody. You people are about to let me down. Oh my god. Oh my. No, that sounds, Priscilla, that sounds very AI. That sounds AI. I didn't say attractive production. I said it helps with large surface area. You understand? ATP production. Okay, 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 okay. That's correct. If better focus on book. Okay, so we see for this place, we are not going to attempt 16 and 17 because the image has blurred out already. So I'm not going to waste time on that. So instead of attempting 16 and 17, we'll just pick extra two questions. So we'll stop at 22. Now, the organelle involved in tissue respiration is known as dash. 18, question, what do you call it? 18, question 18. The organelle involved in tissue respiration is known as dash. You understand? It's known as dash. That's what? ATP production. That's correct, actually. So it needs a large surface area and therefore it needs to fold because if it is straight, that means you will not have enough area to store the system that is present inside it. So you need to fold it so that it can stay inside and give it a large surface area for it to be able to absorb the oxygen that is coming inside. I think that's why I said when we talk about the respiratory organs, and I said for respiratory organs, they need to have two characteristics. You understand? Who can tell me what the characteristics are for a respiratory organ that makes it a very functional respiratory organ? Now, the organelle involved in tissue respiration, I'm seeing 18D, yes. G4, you are not following. 18 is D. So the answer is correct. The mitochondrion, yes, is also what they call it. See, people they like to ask mitochondrial questions a lot. Now, a tissue can be best defined as dash. Who can tell me? Question. Oh my God. You guys, Jeremiah, were you present in the class when I was saying that? If you were present in the class, clap for yourself. My sister knew me, yes, moist and wet. You guys are following. You're making me proud, actually. Making me proud. That's nice. Oh, you were present in class. That's all right. So we see 19 is, yes, an aggregate of similar cells performing the same function. That is very, very correct. They have to be similar for them to be able to perform the same function. You understand? So that's just it. Yes, and when they perform the same function, they become a unit. They act as a unit, and that unit is called the tissue. Under cellular organization of life, that's where we see that cells form tissues in that case here. So we know example of a tissue is your muscle tissue. So your muscle tissue is it comprises of cells, and therefore, because we have animal cells present in your tissues, they have to feed, they have to do everything. I think I made mention of that. You see why I always take my time to explain all those things. I think I was approached by one of the tutors that they said, why am I always making sure that I'm breaking it down? That this is a jam tutorial. I'm just supposed to give you guys key points. And I'm like, if I give you guys key points, I'm only emphasizing on you guys, you guys should just cram. You guys don't have to understand. And biology, if you cram, Okay. So we continue. 20. A membrane surrounding the vacuole in a plant is called the dash. A membrane surrounding the vacuole is called the dash. Okay, you picked B, tonoplast, in what do you call it? My school app is, well, I don't know. Like, it's my school app, my school.ng, of course. It's compiled by human beings. And what they do is my school.ng basically is a commercial app. And if it is a commercial app, they are not focusing on you passing an exam. Basically, what their number one focus is making money. The people that are at the top of the business are the, what do you call it, the commercial committee. So that's just it. So the answer is Tonoplast, by the way. You can Google search it, you get. If they say you are wrong, make sure you don't limit yourself to one thing. Life is so easy now. During your time, you guys have phones, you have laptops, you have easy access to internet. During my own time, I have to wait till next week so that I can borrow somebody's textbook and I'll start searching for tonoplast up and down inside the textbook. And some textbook don't even have tonoplast present inside them, like my what do you call it? This nonsense essential biology. I know some of you use essential biology. Okay, question 19. Okay. Let me see question 19 again. They said its issue is now the answer is correct. Basically, they are similar cells that they perform the same functions. They have to be similar. Muscle cells, if a cell differs from another cell, it cannot form a unit because a cell different from another cell, meaning means that the way of its life, the lifestyle, the functions it performs is different from another cell. Therefore, if one cell differs from another, they cannot come together to perform the same function. You understand? That's where division occurs. You get, you cannot find them doing the same thing. You understand? So that's just like this. I hope you understand now. Chichero. Mercy of God. Yes, I'm not advising you this. My school.ng is very, very good. I mean, if you want to test yourself at what you are good at, many people just abuse the app. You understand? They abuse it in what sense? They This is already 1 hour. Jesus is Lord. They use it for what they call it so that they can cram. So, which of the following organelles are likely to be present in cells that are actively respiring and photosynthesizing? Which of the following organelles are likely to be present in cells that are actively respiring and photosynthesizing? Which one? 21. B. Okay. Respiring and photosynthesizes, yes, mitochondria and chloroplast. That's correct. Okay, so we see the structure labeled. Oh, okay. Now I understand. I see the way the thing is always rising in class, like the attendance is rising. Student time 1 hour. When it is 1 hour specifically, they join the class. Yet. Okay. Why? So that they can mark attendance. When whereas I'm just going to drop attendance. Like, you might not know when I'll drop attendance. I'm not telling anybody. So 21, 22, the structure labeled I is the dash. The structure labeled I is the dash. 21 is correct, by the way. 21 is B, mitochondria for respiring, chloroplast for what? For photosynthesizing. 22 is what? What is the answer for 22? The structure labeled I is called what? If you chose A, you are wrong. You are very, very wrong. A is not the answer. It's not Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies are folded. This is where your Golgi bodies is. You understand? It is folded in what they call it? In cysteny. They call it cysteny. When you have foldings, we call it the cysteny. You understand? It is folded. Now, the answer is the endoplasmic reticulum, specifically the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is studded with ribosome. You understand, that contains the rRNA. You understand, ribosomal ribonucleic acid. You get, that's just it. That there is not folded. Look at that. We're saying what do you call it? Once you see ribosomes that is studded on it, you know what ribosomes are now. Ribosomes are these coolie guys that are floating around in this place here that synthesize proteins. You get, why on this place here, when you find ribosome on it, you will see that this here is what, endoplasmic reticulum. You understand? So that's just it. Once it has, sometimes they might just even know what they call it. So the answer is C. So from here, we move to the next topic. I said 20 questions per topic. So next chapter 2, I think. Okay. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Okay, yes. So cell and its environment. Cell and its environment. Yes. Yes, well, I mean, you said you stay in Kano, right? If you stay in Kano, you should have curriculum there. Yes, no. So we continue. So yes, a spirogyral cell was placed in a solution. After 1 minute, the cell had plasmolysed. Solution A was A, tap water, B, very strong sugar solution, C, a weak sugar solution, D, a weak salt solution, E, distilled water. Oh, you say Quara. That's nice. I can't read English. I give you if you One is what? The answer is, if you chose B, plasmolysis is the death of a cell. When a cell ruptures rather, we call it plasmolysis. You understand? That there is what we call plasmolysis, the rupture of a cell. And rupturing, okay, sorry, that's a different case here. Hemolysis is the rupture of a red blood cell. Plasmolysis is the shrinkage of the cell. So for it to shrink, there has to be an X-osmosis in that case, meaning that the solution outside it must be stronger than the solution present in the cell. So water has to move via a semi-permeable membrane into a more concentrated environment. You understand? So that's how osmosis works. So the answer, if you chose A, you are very, very right. That's a strong sugar solution. Please, if what I am saying is sounding like Greek to you, make sure you go back and go and check our videos. You understand? You will be able to understand it very, very well. So, yes, we continue. Movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to one of lower concentration is dash. What is the movement? From a region of higher concentration to lower concentration is known as what? That is A. 2 is A. Yes. I said B. Yes. If you chose B, you are correct. 1 is B. 2 is A. That's it. So that's correct. Laura, you are not listening. You are not listening. It's coolly that is on your mind. No problem. So we continue. So 2, somebody chose A. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. A is diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from higher concentration, like when you fart in a classroom and then your fat spreads wide. So the person that this fat is most concentrated around the person is the person that farted. You get, so as the fat continues to spread around, we see that it diffuses, and we see that in nature diffusion works a lot. You understand? So so we continue. We see a fresh kola nut weighing 1 gram was put into a salt solution. After 3 hours, the kola nut now weighed 1.2 grams. This simple experiment demonstrates that A, the salt solution is more concentrated than the cell sap of the kola nut. B, the cell sap of the kola nut is more concentrated than the salt solution. C, the salt solution has the same concentration as the cell sap of the kola nut. D, kola nut cells can multiply in water. And then E, the kola nut lost some water molecules to the salt solution. What is your answer? Even mo sọ Yorùbá kò mí pé mo gbọ́ Yorùbá jà. I know hear Yoruba. So yes, we continue. 3 is B. I'm seeing 3B. The answer is correct. Yes. Why is that so? We see that once the concentration of a cell is greater than that of the environment, water will flow into the cell via osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of liquids from lower concentration to higher concentration via semi-permeable membranes. So we continue. The filaments of Spirogyra were put into equal volumes of sugar solutions X and Y. After 5 minutes, filaments from X solution had their cell contents rounded up, while those from Y were unaffected. This experiment shows that A, solution X was stronger than solution Y. B, solution Y was stronger than X. C, Spirogyra used up the sugar in solution X. D, solution X is used for stimulating sexual reproduction in Spirogyra. D, solution Y was less contaminated than X. What is your answer? 4 is what? Okay, I believe some people can see it safe. So some people chose A. Solution X was stronger than solution Y. You understand? Because we see that Spirogyra in X were rounded up. So that means that the solution X is an hypertonic solution, meaning that the water comes out from the cell and it's round curled up. Why? For Y, it is isotonic because there were no changes inside at all. Isotonic means the concentration in the cell and the concentration in the in the solution. That's why I'm reading it out so you can pay attention to what I'm saying. In the in the solution in the environment, they are equal, so it is unaffected. Okay, so it is hypotonic. Somebody's responding to, oh, is it question? That's why I'm always saying you should place what you call it. Okay, yes, it's hypotonic. Yes, that's question 3. I think I get it now. So the answer is A. 4 is A. That's correct. Now, yes, I said Spirogyra is capable of 2 types of, because I saw you sexual reproduction and I'm remembering now. I said Spirogyra is capable of 2 types of reproduction, which is the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. For asexual reproduction, what did I say? What do we call that reproduction of the Spirogyra? And for sexual reproduction, what did we call it? There was a name we called the 2 of them. Who can remind us? Remind us. See, Laura, you cannot barricade me to a particular, what do you call it? If I say I don't understand English, I don't understand. If I say I don't understand Yoruba, I don't understand Yoruba. You understand? You get it is. In fact, I can decide tomorrow that I understand everything. I can just start speaking Igbo. Nah, something is going on very, very good here. Nah, thank you. See, for what they call it, for which one? Which one? Conjugation is what? Conjugation is what? Filamentous filament is what do you call it? Basically, the way they exist. You understand? They exist in a filament because they are unicellular organisms that are joined end to end, and therefore it exists what you call it. So conjugation, yes, we know that that's for sexual. Now, what is for the asexual reproduction? Everybody knows. Everybody wants. The fact that you guys know the sexual reproduction is source, something else. No problem. I'm not going. It's not this. It's the story for another day. So for asexual reproduction, we have the body. If you guys remember very well, we have the body and we have the what do you call it? Yes, we have the body basically. That's just that it is, and the fragmentation also. That fragmentation also. I think yeah, that's what we talked about. Um, you guys, fragmentation and body. I just said it now. That's when you guys are just responding. No problem. Took you 75 years to respond. So we continue. Um, 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 um. Asexual is fragmentation. You guys are correct, by the way. Stanley Ume, Laura, you clap for yourself. Nice to see that you guys are using AI. So we see if an isolated living cell is left in distilled water for 2 hours, it is likely to dash. Now, basically, 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 this is one thing I would like to, what do you call it? I like to say in this case here, because it is distilled water, we know that the concentration of the cell is greater than the water. Now, there's a problem in this question because if you look at 5 and 6, they look replicated. You understand? So that therefore makes the what do you call it? But yes, let's see. 5. What is the answer? Oh, you were recalling. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Actually, nice to see that you're following in class. Yes, we talked about it. I remember very well when we talked about the reproduction system. Everybody was like, "Ah, such an interesting class." You people are not remembering now. Go back and watch videos again, please. Let's do that. So we see 5. There's only so much cramming can do for you. So it becomes more turgid. But in some cases, when it reaches its maximum turgidity, it bursts and then dies due to excess water, which is why I'm still looking at the what they call it, the option. But if you chose D, that's correct. So you see that it's the same thing in this place also. The same question. Now, which of the following, number 7, I've jumped to number 7, which of the following would not allow osmosis to take place? A. Pig's bladder. B. Cellophane. C. Parchment paper. D. Transparent polyethylene. D. Cow's bladder. Which one? 6 is what? It can either be D or E. You understand? It can either be D or E. So 7, I see B. 7B. Somebody is saying B. Somebody is saying D. Now, the answer is D, by the way, because of course it's very, very obvious that a nylon bag will not allow water to pass through. And if water cannot pass through, it means it's not a semi-permeable membrane. You understand? Now, cellophane is made from what do you call it? From trees, basically. You understand? It will allow water pass through. Yet, excuse me. What do you call it is very, very cold. So we continue. So cellophane basically is made from cellulose. The answer is D, by the way. It's D. Your network is bad. 4G is actually a good network. I don't know. Maybe it's your what do you call it? It's your area, I guess. or probably because the video is in 720p. I did it to 720p. I'm going to apologize for that. I'm supposed to place it at 480, but then everything you guys are seeing on this place will be blurry. So if you want to sacrifice, what do you call it? Want to sacrifice quality so that many people can see, so you can join the class. We would also be sacrificing the quality of the image, so many people will not be able to see it. So the answer is the transparent polyethylene. So we see when a spirogyra cell is immersed in salt solution more concentrated than its cell sap, it dash. What does it do? It remains unchanged. A. B. Takes up water and bursts. C. Absorbs a little water. D. Loses water and shrivel. E. Becomes turgid. What is the answer? It is D. Correct. Loses water and shrivel because the solution is hypertonic and therefore has to lose water to the environment. So we continue. Next one. When a osmosis can be defined as the movement of dash. A. Molecules from solution of high concentration to low concentration. B. Molecules of solution of low concentration to high concentration. C. Water from solution of high concentration to low concentration. D. Water across a semi-permeable membrane from solution of low concentration to high concentration. E. Water across semi-permeable membrane from solution of high concentration to low concentration. Who can tell us that? I'm saying 9D, 9E. 9 is D. It does not go from high concentration to low concentration. You understand? It goes from low concentration to high concentration. So that's when water moves from what? From a low concentration to high concentration via a semi-permeable membrane. Now, number 10, mineral salts can be absorbed into the root by dash. Mineral salt can be absorbed into the root by dash. Note, we did not see water. We did not say what you call it. What is it absorbed by? 10, I'm seeing osmosis only. Okay. Let me be. No, okay, 10 C, 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 C. Now, for the person that chose A, Ogumala Jeremiah, now osmosis does not help with what they call it. We know that osmosis only functions when there is water. You understand? So basically, you are network. So basically, what you are talking about when you see water is a different thing from the scenario when you see mineral salt. Pay attention because you might come across it in exam. I hope you are listening very well. So from this place here, we see that when you see mineral salt, there are only two ways that it can happen. Number one is diffusion, which we know in this case here is passive. As in what case? We see that the answer you choose. Thank you very much. So that's what I'm saying. You should listen to me. You get. So from this place here, we see that the image, the what do you call it? The mineral salt in this place here from. Okay, I thought there was an image there. So the mineral salts from there they can only be transferred via a passive. I talked about it in class. Probably we're not listening. Either by passive diffusion or active transport. And this is when it goes from low concentration to high concentration by using energy. Now, where does it get the energy? The energy is gotten from respiration. There is a reason why plants do respiration. You understand? So that's just it. And there she goes again. Akimbe Ifeoluwa is already saying she can sing. So this is not Nigeria Got Talent, I beg. So we continue. Where are we? So I hope you understand. Yes. Okay, no problem then. Nice to see that you understand. Now we continue. I didn't say I was the only one, and everybody can sing. Anybody can sing. ABCS. So we see now. Look at this image. Now, please, I'm going to explain it to you. So please pay attention because the image looks blurry. In this place here, we see weak sugar solution. That's what we have here. In this place here, the weak sugar solution runs from here to here. You understand? Now, this weak sugar solution it runs from here to here. You understand? Why the strong sugar solution runs from here to here. Now from here to here is the semi-permeable membrane. You understand? So the question from this place is that after 30 minutes, the level of sugar solution in this figure here will A again rise in X only, B rise in Y only, C be the same in X and Y, D fall in Y. And Joshua, please stop flirting in my class. It's okay. So let's continue. We see what is the answer? 11 rise in Y only. Yes, that's correct actually. So the reason is due to what? Due to what do you call it? Osmosis, moving from lower concentration to higher concentration. You understand? Through a semi-permeable membrane. Laura, you don't have to understand. Let's just continue. So we see next one, the process by which water moves from X to Y through I've already said yeah. Moves from X to Y through semi-permeable membrane is called dash. Number 12, what's your answer? 12 is what? Correct. The answer is B, osmosis. Correct. I'm not seeing Chichi's answer anymore. Has Chichi vanished? Okay, so we continue. The process by which a red blood cell placed in a distilled water absorbs until it bursts and releases its content into the surroundings is known as dash. The process by which a red blood cell is placed in a distilled water, absorbs water, and until it bursts and releases its content into the surroundings is known as dash. 13, D, correct. That's hemolysis. You understand? Salt and water, hemolysis is just the death of a red blood cell by absorbing too much of water and then it explodes. Yeah, that's just it. Now, salt and water are absorbed in the roots and transported to the leaves via now. You can now see this. Listen attentively. Now, you see the question has now changed. Ogumola Jeremiah, you understand? You see the question has now changed. All of you that are just joining class, welcome. I mean, some of you like joining class so that you can sign your, attendance. Okay. Because I see you've gone silent for a while. So we see osmosis through the xylem tissues. That is correct. So we see when a marine fish was taken from the ocean and put in a tank of fresh water, He died after a short period. The person that's Ukmana Jeremiah, did you see the question now? Please, I hope you saw the question. See the difference now between the first question we answered, that was diffusion and active transport, and this one here, which is what? Which is what they call it? Water. You understand? When water is involved, we use osmosis. So we see. Okay, no problem. So now see, when a marine fish was taken from the ocean and placed in a tank of fresh water, he died after a short period because A, the tank was too small compared to the large ocean. B, the body cells of the fish swelled and burst as if the body cells of the fish shrank and they to the fresh water. I should have not asked whether you're present in class. So we see 15 is B, the answer. The answer is B because we all know that cell walls of animals do not have cell membranes by which it can control the amount of water that enters into the cell. So therefore, in an hypotonic solution, it tends to absorb water uncontrollably. You understand? And then the cells expand until the do bursts. You get. So that's just how it is. Yeah, yeah, so we continue. Joshua, I know you're pissed, but yes, well, yeah, let's continue. So we see now, we are not going to answer this question because 16 and 17 requires an image. You understand? And yes, the 18 and 19 and 20 also requires an image in this place. So we are just going to do 19 and 20, and then we'll move to the next, what they call it. But before then, I believe we should be able to. Uh, okay, so we continue. Okay, please let's not fight in the comment section, please. I would like for you guys to pay attention in this space here. So we continue. You guys are causing commotion. A marine protozoan is likely to have no contractile vacuole because they note a marine protozoan. Now we talked about protozoan. That was the one we talked about because I said JAMP is mainly concerned with the protozoan. Protozoan are the animal-like protists. We talked about the kingdom Protista that are eukaryotes. Now we know that most of them are found in water, but some of them are found in the marine life. You understand? So the ones that are found in the marine life, they have no need for contractile vacuole because you know that contractile vacuole for protists helps them to be able to I'm not going to talk about it. Let me not mention that so that I will not tell you the answer before the answer. So a marine protozoan is likely to have no contractile vacuole mainly because the cytoplasm is dash A isotonic to seawater, B hypotonic to seawater, C hypertonic to seawater, D impervious to seawater. What is your answer? 19. A. The answer is A. Isotonic to seawater. Yes, that's correct, by the way. For those that chose A, you are very, very correct. So, isotonic to seawater means that the concentration of the cell and the water are the same. So, therefore, water is not flowing out of the cell, neither is it flowing inside the cell. So, the reason why your amoeba, your euglenas, and the rest like that, why they have contractile vacuole is because they are found in fresh water. And because they are found in fresh water, the water around them, the environment around them, is hypotonic. And therefore, water will flow into the cell so that they don't get turgid and burst. They need a contractile vacuole that is constantly carrying the water, pouring it outside, or doing what we call osmoregulation. You understand? So that's why we have the contractile vacuole. So, yes, last question for this topic. Which of the following can cause shrinkage of cell? Which of the following can cause shrinkage of cell? Number 20. What is thy answer? Now I'm going to God, I should have dropped this thing before this time. Seeing people now present in class. But no problem. Let's just okay, let's just do that. I mean, if you do not join class, it is your what do you call it? So that's the attendance code there. 20B. If you chose B, you are wrong. Are you actually correct, by the way? So that's hypertonic solution. So hypertonic solution, more concentration, causes water to flow out of the cell, basically, and then makes the cell shrink. So please, that is your attendance code on the screen. I said that we should be able to finish 5, but yes, man proposes, God disposes. So that is where we are. Okay, so that's just it. So I would like for us to go into like the third chapter, but yes, we really would what do you call it? Talk about the viruses, the malaria, the protesta, the fungi. Talk about Euglena is a plant because of dash. See all these things. We'll talk about it in the next class. I know some of you are having your exam. So if you're having an exam, are they giving you guys what do you call it? Like as Jam giving you your specific? I know exam is starting from. Excuse me. Exam is starting from April 16th. Yes, but if you do, you guys know your what do you call it? I know it's next week Thursday. Yes. Do you guys know like your specific date? I believe Jam should have sent you guys in what do you call it? Personal messages around this time. You guys know specific times that you guys are going to be having it. On the 9th, I thought it was 16th. Away. Away. 9th? I thought it was okay. But some of us are not having on the 9th. Okay. You guys are doing great. All right. No problem then. I, I will still be present and do it. If you guys are going to be starting on the 9th, it means that exam is, thank you very much. It's the 16th now. Okay, our centers will be released on the 9th. All right, then. So no problem. So some people will not be doing their exam on the 16th. So the classes will still go until the end of the month. But there is every possibility that if I am present in next class, we might go for 3 hours for a class. If you guys are in support of it, I would like to see a show of hands. If you guys are in support of it, I would like to see a show of hands. But I will not be. I know you're present in this class due to technical issues. Technical issues, yes. I know you're present in class due to technical issues. Uh, so in the next class, the what do you call it, Tuesday to Thursday, or Tuesday, the day before it, there is every possibility that it might even go for more than 3 hours. I want to make sure that we take like 8 of these topics. In this place here, we've been able to coagulate it into 24 topics, but we talked about 52 topics all in all. Now, what I would like for you guys to do is in the next class, while I'm not present, I might set questions for you. Now, basically, I'll set lots and lots of questions that you guys can attempt. Probably, might go up to like 500 questions. I don't know. You get yes, it might go up to that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You get um I'll just give you guys a question and you guys can attempt the questions. You understand? So uh we would see how many hours you can use. I've coagulated it into like compressed it into 24 topics. We see how many topics you can take next week Tuesday. See how many topics you can take next week Thursday, and classes still hold till the end of the month because for you guys, there's every possibility that there are some people that are writing at the end of the month. So yes. And those that have written exam, please, as soon as you have written your exam, don't run. Come to class, tell us how the exams were. You understand? Tell us what you think of your exams. I would like to hear from you guys. So yes, with this, I would see you. Which will be 5 hours. Me too. I just go out. So yes, and yes, I have to eat too. So good night, guys. See you guys in the next class. Till then, stay sharp, stay knowledgeable, and we see again. Good night, guys. Bye. Good night. Classic damsel, good night. You're cool. They don't have dispatch riders there. Good night. Good night, Laura Oyeloye. Good night. Akibi, good night. Stanley Ome, good night. Miracola Sheni, good night. Good night, everybody. Bye. I don't understand English for those that